Barnes. It's Leslie. We are the Morning X. One of our bands has a movie. Actually, two of them have movies out right now. One of them I'm going to share with you, and you can see it here in town. Really cool setup. And I was kind of surprised that he has a movie, like a real movie about him. But maybe you won't
Lots
be.
of movies and concert films. I love it, though. Theatrical releases.
We'll get into it here in a few minutes.
Hey, freeloaders, talking to you. Lots of free stuff in 2026 ahead for you. All the perks, deals, and free stuff. You know how you find out? Inside the Freeloader app. Brought to you by John Foy and Associates. Personal injury log at the Strong Arm. The 99X Freeloader app.
I don't know if you noticed, but there's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now. This is pretty scary.
The alerts every day on my phone.
The alerts, and then you see all these things being blown up. And you don't know if it's AI or you don't know if it's for real.
Well, you use the word blown up. That's kind of apropos.
I'm just seeing like hotels getting hit by drones.
Yes.
And all these missiles throwing down planes. You honestly don't know which is real.
And there's people caught in the crosshairs. If you look at Dubai, they're caught in the middle, and they've shut down the second busiest airport in the world.
And I've been right in the middle of watching that series on Apple, Tehran, which is right in the middle of all of this.
Well, then you go to a week ago, Sunday, with all the things happening in Mexico with the cartel. So, do not do things to block a Buckhead family's spring break. Please. Of anything.
How dare you?
That's one of the biggest conversations is, all these trips are happening right now, both like high school, senior trips, or just spring breaks are starting to trigger.
Spring breaks coming up,
And this interview, I'm going to play you some of it. I never thought I would say that an interview with a cartel assassin made me feel better about a situation, but that's exactly what this is. I don't understand how this woman, her name is Avery Haynes, and she's on CTV, which is in Canada. How does she even get connected to a cartel member in the first place?
The dark web.
I guess. So she'll talk about it, but they basically send her coordinates and say, go here. And it's out in the middle of a brush field. And the dude, the assassin, has everything covered but his eyes.
I thought you were getting ready to say he had the meta glasses. You were scared.
Yeah, he had meta glasses on. Here's the first part of it.
On the outskirts of Puerto Vallarta, we're sent location coordinates and told to wait by the side of the road.
The guy who's leading us on the motorcycle is a sicario, an assassin hired to kill.
And just to picture it, they're in the middle of nowhere, dust flying up on the road, and there's a dude on a motorbike who is an assassin.
I see the visuals, yes.
Yeah, it's like No Country for Old Men.
Totally. Taking this reporter, who is as lily white Canadian as you can, picture, out to the middle of a field.
And he's taking us to his boss.
We follow down a gravel road to a wooded area. This is a high-ranking local member of the Jalisco New Generation Cartel. He orchestrated this. The Jalisco cartel attacks in Puerto Vallarta and similar scenes that played out across much of Mexico on Sunday were retribution for the government killing of their boss, El Mencho.
We're not terrorists. We don't target regular people. This was against the government. Canadians should know we protect them. When have you ever heard of a tourist being hurt by a cartel?
Is there a leader right now of your cartel?
Right now, we don't know. It could take about 6 months to find out, and if agreement isn't reached, there will be a fight. There will be danger, but it will have nothing to do with regular citizens. In the end, everyone wants power, but for now, it's all quiet. The chess pieces are just being moved around.
Now, the only problem is people like us get caught up in between them.
But they said that no tourists, they don't target tourists. That's not true.
No, they don't. They don't. They did this time just to take the vehicles and block some of the roads. But the drug cartels, what are they in? The drug business. They encourage Americans and other tourists around the world because they're going to go there for drugs. So the cartel actually acts like this informal police state that keeps the calm so the drugs continue to flow. I heard all that. Yeah.
Guys,
very scary.
You're really versed on this.
No,
yes.
One time, my company, which we produce for hotels, we had to go to, what's the one where Love Boat used to always go? Acapulco. We had to go to a fancy resort to shoot in Acapulco. This was 6 years ago, maybe. And you could not get out of the car. They were in at that point, a bus had just gone missing with like 60 people in it, and they couldn't find them anywhere. And they had 4 gates just to get in to the resort. And this is kind of a constant now in Acapulco. But in these areas, like you said, Crash, they went after the guy's rental car, but they didn't harm him. Yeah. They put the car to block the road and set it on fire.
Yeah.
Does it make you want to go to Mexico now? Are you good?
I had the one trip that you took me to, and I'm good.
I don't know, something about, though, like being a police state and you have these armed people on the beaches, just doesn't make you feel safe.
It's always like that, though. I mean, you go to every intersection, there's dudes with machine guns. I mean, that's kind of common. Here's a little more. One more minute. Avery Haynes, CTV, talking with the Jalisco New Generation Cartel leader.
I'm driving through a neighborhood on the outskirts of Puerto Vallarta. This area is controlled by the cartel, and a member of the Jalisco New Generation Cartel has agreed to meet with me.
This is a different dude, by the way, different guy.
But he doesn't want to do it in public.
The one day of violence seen here in Puerto Vallarta and across Mexico was carried out by low-level guys like Pedro. He says it was an orchestrated attack against the government with strict orders not to target tourists.
On Sunday, there was the retribution for the killing of El Mencho. What happens now? Will there be more violence?
No, there will not be more violence. The storm has calmed. It already passed. This violence it was just against the government. It's nothing against civilians, nothing against tourism, nothing against citizens. Everything's calm and it's safe now.
He can't make it out because of the walkie-talkie, but he says everything is calm. It's safe now.
Who is the new leader of the Jalisco New Generation Cartel?
El nuevo jefe es el yerno del Mencho.
The new boss is the son-in-law of El Mencho. El Mencho's son-in-law is the new leader of the Jalisco New Generation Cartel.
Sí, ya estaba el segundo al mando.
Yes, that is correct. He was the second one in command, so as soon as this happened, it was chosen that he was going to be up.
Hear anything strange with the 2 different interviews? He's saying they've already named a new leader, and the other guy's like they're going to work it out over the next 6 months. Now, that is a little troubling. Same cartel.
That retaliation is a real thing.
So the threat levels have gone back down in those areas.
So are you booking a trip this weekend?
We were supposed to go in April to go for a shoot, but no, I don't know. I don't know yet.
You see, suddenly Panama City Beach does not look that bad.
Very
there you
attractive. This is 99X.